Okay. All right, it is 7 o'clock. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. Today is Monday, the 14th of July, 2025. My name is Sharon Fox. I act as chair of the commission. To my right, Mr. Bob Hudeman, who is the commission secretary. To my far right is Mr. Dave Frankel, who is a regular member. To my left, Mr. Tom Keller, who is a vice chairman, and further down, Mr. Rob Scalera, who is an alternate. There are 5 of us, so all 5 of us will be voting members this evening. Also with us in her unusual spot is Elizabeth Adams, who is our recording secretary. So if you're planning to speak tonight, please be sure that she gets your name and address so that can get into the record. We do expect to be joined by the town's Inland Wetlands Enforcement Officer, Ms. Laura Barkowski. There is a Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. She's over there, and she is expected to come over here when that job is over, and we will make note of that when she arrives. Okie dokie, so we're going to start with the Inland Wetlands and Officers Report. I talked to Laura very briefly. There's no update on Candlewood Lake Road, although she did send a follow-up note to them, to the contractor and to the building committee, asking for, again, just what happened kind of information. We're just keeping 58 Old Grays Bridge Road on the agenda to make sure we keep our eye on it for that contaminated soil remediation and wetlands recreation. 500A Federal Road, the Toll Brothers, that big project over there. I've got one from June 4th and June 11th. So I'm looking down here. I don't remember seeing anything that jumped out at me in terms of that site being out of compliance. Again, for us, it's pretty much, that was just a wetlands crossing over there. Yeah. Oh, and there's one for 618, so, and I don't see anything. Looks like some of the detention basins are being stabilized, so that's great. All right, that is it. Let's see, on to enforcement, 35 Merwin Brook Road. We're gonna wait for, no, I talked to Laura today. She has had zero communication from the property owner at 35 Merwin Brook to confirm and to provide details on the plantings that they had in place to remediate the violation. So based on that conversation with Laura and, again, continued lack of communication, I'm going to make a motion to request that the town attorney move forward with legal action on that site. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. I don't know who was first.
I'll give it to Dave.
Dave?
Dave, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Sound travels quickest that way. So, any discussion on the motion? Again, it is regrettable. I take no pleasure in this, as I'm sure none of us do. But
it's been going onward for
it
a
has
while.
been going
with no
onward for a while.
Going
We've
on for
had
a couple
very
years, right?
at least
I think a couple of years.
I'm going to say 2, possibly 3.
Right.
Yeah, 2, possibly 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said it's all unfortunate to cut down all those trees in the upland review area next to a beautiful little water course. Okay, so any more conversation? If not, I'll call the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Let's see, 51 North Mountain Road, again, the application was approved, the remediation is in process. Once they get that done and Laura gets a chance to confirm that, then we can deal with the note of the violation. 46 Green Ridge. I see you want to come down and get your name and address over to.
She already got. How you doing, sir?
Good, good.
So,
I think she already got my information with you last time.
Thank you. Okay.
This is a volleyball court. That's the one.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So I see that you've got a wetland soils report?
Yes.
Yeah, you got that from Jim. That was fun, wasn't it? Seeing him dig all the holes on your property?
No, everything's fine. The one is, the plants are still there anyway, so because, just in case, they want it. So one, also I wanna do a survey after, but
Okay,
the reason why, because I was here today too, and.
yes, I heard about that,
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, and she didn't get all the pictures.
Yes, she had trouble printing one, but it looks like it showed up. So, okay, so keep going, I'm sorry.
So, I was supposed to be here the 23rd of last month, I think, if I'm not wrong. But she wasn't gonna be here, so that's why we moved it to this date, right?
That's fine,
So,
because I
yeah.
think we were waiting for you to get the input from Jim. You had told us that he was under contract, and it was just a matter of getting him out here, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
got him
but,
out here, so that's
yeah, I have
good.
that information.
You
but
do.
we took it here.
That's great.
So, I don't know if you see in the picture, alright, so he did mark, I'm sorry if I would.
Yeah, no, it's
So
fine.
if he did mark, all the wetlands.
So you put flags in?
Yeah, everything's
These ta-
flat.
Okay,
So this is, the creek that goes from the middle of the property, yeah? So before that, so when I was here last week,
yep,
they explained to me that a lot was gonna take a look at this picture and everything, so to see if I need it or not, what do I need. So she was telling me that I do need, the permit for this, and a couple of trees that came that I wanna take down.
okay.
I don't know if I show.
I heard that you want to take some trees down,
Like
in this
these ones?
general area. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, alright. So, the problem that I only having is, that there is some information that I don't understand, and I
Okay.
mean, to fill the permit, that's all I need.
Okay,
Some
that's
things,
what I
that-
heard, where
yeah.
the permit, it's an online permit, and it's a little, it
Tricky.
can be a little cumbersome. You gotta go over here and fill this out, and then you gotta find a way to save it, and then you have to go over here and attach it. That's just how it is.
You're not the first one to have an issue with it.
Yeah,
and-
I've done it. It
Yeah.
was a little cumbersome.
And the only, adding to that is that I need some information on from Jim,
Okay,
because there's like how many wetlands you find there and how many, I don't know, the space or the linear feet that is gonna be there, because he's saying that it's 50 feet from every inch, and I don't even, and that's why I was
here's,
talking to.
here's what you can do. Just estimate it, okay? Just go, that's 2 inches, and that's a half an inch wide.
Already there's like 6 inches, so it will
Okay.
be 300 feet, right?
Okay.
Linear feet. So that's why, I was calling Jim and everything, so I don't know if he can fill it or come here to explain to you.
Okay,
I don't
'cause
really know. That's the only issue that I have.
Okay.
Very much.
Well, so you gotta work on the application, right? And the application should include the installation of your nice little volleyball court, right?
Yeah.
And then if you wanna take some trees down in let me ask you, you wanna take some trees down, put that in the application as well. And then,
There's just 2 trees, but I was.
where
telling
are
you,
they?
These 2 trees.
Where are they on this map?
Okay. It's because, the kids go on the back, and also my neighbor playing in the creek, and I'm worried about that. One is here, it's here, this one, this big tree here, and the other one is here,
Okay.
but not this big one. This.
All right, so the one thing I'm just looking at this map for the first time.
I
'cause
don't
it
know if you
wasn't-
remember the old picture, you can see it. If you bring the old picture here,
Did
you can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
This was the main reason why we
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
this issue,
Right,
because
right,
this was in the
Yep.
middle of it.
Yep.
And I was like, I understand this, right?
Yep.
So it was, a
It's
big
very
issue.
close. As it turns out, it's very close. The
Oh.
map had it here, and it's actually back here.
Yeah, this is the creek, pretty
That's
much.
the creek,
right? Yeah.
okay.
So that's, but I will submit the permit. I'm just, like I said, I just need a couple of pictures.
So this whole area is wetlands in here?
That's what I'm not quite sure of. I'm just looking at this map. I'm a little puzzled. I said, I just got this, and I had read Jim's report here, and I couldn't quite line up the written stuff with this map. Because again, I didn't have that map to look at. So-
Laura didn't have that until today.
I understand that, yeah, so I was here at 11 o'clock this morning, and so this map showed up a little bit later, that's why I didn't see it. So, so here's your homework.
Okay.
Your homework is to finish the application, the, installation of the volleyball court. If you wanna take down some trees, make note, right, get to this map, come in, you're gonna put a big X on these 2 trees. That's your second second item on the application. The second action, right? First action's the application. Second action is have Jim tell you, to Tom's point, it's not clear to us if the wetland is,
Everything,
if it's here or it's here. If it's in this or it's here.
because it's confused, right? So it looks like he was trying to make just this like an island, but that's not, right? Or it is the whole
Well,
thing.
it
Well, that's
might
what
be an
I'm
island
thinking. This
within the
is,
wetlands,
that's what we
so to
need you to
speak.
confirm for him, you know, and just have him, and he can just say, put a little arrow, right? Go, bloop, wetlands here, and then just have him just put a little note on it, okay, saying, here's where the wetlands are.
Okay.
And also have him say, because he didn't, did he do this? Or did you do this? Did you do the blue lines, or did he do the blue lines?
Oh, no, he did.
Okay, good.
No.
Okay, good,
I
good, good,
even
good, good.
I have his report on.
Excellent, excellent. Does his report refer to this map? So anyways, that's your second homework. First homework's an application. Application is two parts, volleyball court and any trees you want to take down.
The trees, I'm pretty sure they come down with this winter.
Okay, and if they're in the wetlands, I'm just gonna tell you, if they're dead and they're a safety issue, we're gonna let you take them down,
I
but
have the pictures of the trees, they're dead.
but you're gonna have to leave them, you're just gonna drop them, okay? Second action is get Jim to drop his initials on here and confirm that this is the wetland area, not this and over here. That's not clear to us, if the wetlands is there or the wetlands is here. It's not clear to us, okay? Does that make sense? Application, get Jim to sign and tell us which side of the blue line is the application, is the wetlands. Sound good? Clear as mud?
When's the next meeting?
2 weeks from today. Okay? All right. So again, I will just tell you, if since your volleyball court does not appear to be in the wetlands, I think you're gonna be okay with that.
I believe so.
Okay.
It's looking pretty safe right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be good. You're not gonna have to do anything there. And again, let's just confirm where these trees are.
Trees, I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay? Whatever you want to do, you can ask us for our approval. Whatever you want to do, okay? So, two things, application, trees, volleyball,
I'll make
get
sure everything
Jim to sign this, tell us where the wetlands are,
Just to confirm it.
just to
So
confirm where
we're-
they are, so we're really sure we understand his nice map.
goes. Thank you.
Sound good?
Alright,
all right.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks, yep.
Sounds good, thank you.
Okey dokey.
You have my information already, right?
Let's see, 230 Wisconsin Road, tree removal.
238,
Okay, so we're 230?
230,
230A Wisconsin Road?
yes.
Tree removal in the wetlands? Okay, good, you're here, good. Let me get the file. So let's get your name and address over to Elizabeth, and then,
This was the discovered wetlands on the visit?
I think so.
Yeah, do you mind?
I don't quite remember.
I believe that's what it was.
I'm
It
sure
wasn't
you're
shown on
right.
the GIS map, but
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Site visits, applicant came by land use office July 10th, spoke with Laura, who instructed him to have a soil survey performed. Okay. Oh, refresh my memory on what we've got here.
Yeah. You said you wanna see some map?
Well, I'm trying to remember where we stood on this.
This one?
Yeah, can you refresh my memory?
I cut
Our
some
memory?
trees. I cut some trees. And
Okay,
you guys wanna know how many trees I cut it?
yep,
Then, because I came in a lot of time, then they told me it's gonna be okay. But when I start cutting, somebody shows up, and I said, okay, what I did wrong? They said, we got a wetland in here.
okay.
But I got the map from my neighbor who's planning to be approved. Then, it's not.
Oh, yeah,
my bad.
it happens all the
It's
time.
okay.
It happens all the time.
so I knew right where to reach.
This is not my property, okay? This is my neighbor's property.
Yeah.
This is in the back of my property.
Yeah,
Then what, they did this one recently because he came in and asked for the pool, he did a pool application, he's gonna make
Yeah.
a pool back here. Then, the wetland's supposed to be over here. Alrighty?
Okay.
Because I got my map.
Is
that
this your, is this your home?
This is not my home. This one is gonna be, I bought the land back here.
Oh, you bought the land back here,
Yeah.
okay.
My driveway, my easement's from here.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna, it's, the wetland probably is gonna be here, but nobody knows where it is. And I gotta, I got here, like, I asked my engineer to make a map for us.
Oh, cool.
Just to see it a little bit better.
Okay.
Where can I
Yeah,
put
here,
it?
let's go.
This one is the property, I bought, this is the land.
Okay.
This is the plan for the house.
Yep,
And I got the survey and everything.
Yeah.
And I measured at 75 feet front, I got a 20, but I put 18 just to be safe.
yep,
The wetland, I mark question mark because I got a scientist, like the
soil science.
soil scientist to go there and check everything to give me the wetland delineation, because I wanna be 100% sure, and Laura told me to do that.
Okay, did you do that?
Not yet, because
yet.
I spoke with her last Friday.
Okey doke,
Then
alright
it's gonna
then.
be, I don't know how long, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Something like
You know
that.
how busy these people are right now.
Mm-hmm,
And I just wanna know why I need to be out through this, because I came in, like I said, so many times. Then they never told me I got a wetland back there. I called FEMA, they told me like, you don't have a wetland. I called my insurance company, they said, no, you're safe, there's not a wetland. And I don't know,
okay.
I got more information here.
The soil scientist has not come yet.
Not come
No.
in, because I spoke with him, I asked him to come like last Friday, like 3 days ago. And
Mhm.
I could just
Yeah,
get
it
the
takes,
weekend.
it takes, yeah, it
It's gonna
takes,
take, he
takes a
told me
little
at
time.
least 2 weeks.
Mhm. This is this. We have a small version of that.
Mhm. It's gonna be back here. This is the front, this is the West Canyon
Okay.
Road, this is the road,
Alright.
this is the property. And,
So,
I'm far, the wetland is not even on my property.
okay, well, that is a little, feature of the Connecticut state regulations.
Mhm.
It still matters.
Okay, no, I know, just to tell you, like, nobody knew.
I hear you. No,
came
we're
in
not,
so many
nobody's
times.
yelling at you. No, we're not yelling
Don't
at
do
you.
that, I'm gonna.
No, they're not yelling.
Then, I made a map, you asked me the last time I came in, you asked me like, make a map and show me how many trees you cut it. I cut around like 8 trees over there. And I forgot to sign my application.
Is this one where Laura saw the wetlands on the property and can it show on the GIS map, or am I confusing something?
I'm looking at the GIS map that's in the file.
Because I remember one
And the
over there that had
file-
that.
This is, it's not, it doesn't, this GIS map, which again, they're not
No, I
100% accurate.
understand.
I
I
don't
I just remember
see
one
it.
in that area that didn't show on the GIS map, but
That's
when
what
she
it-
did the site visit,
It was clear that there was a wetlands back
Yes.
there, yeah. I think that's what this one is,
and
okay.
that's what I'm curious
I made
about.
myself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a small version of this.
Yeah,
You know, this is the land, and this is my, I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can be
approx,
9 or
in
10.
here, they're in
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, they're here. They're inside this area.
Okay, so this is the topology, 160, 162, so this drops down to the wetland, okay, that
Let's
makes
say
sense.
6,200, like 6,800 square footage on this area.
What is
This
your,
couple might be in the upland review.
that's what I'm thinking, the wetland is just off
Yeah.
the property,
Mhm.
and so this
I
is
didn't
in the
touch.
upland review
When
area.
she shows up, she says, "Oh, we got a little water there. Don't
Yeah.
cut anything." I stopped right away. And I just cut like 8 trees over there, like 8, 9 trees, and I didn't remove anything. Stamps
Okay.
is there, trees is there. You guys go.
What's the scale on this map? 1 inch, how many feet? Someplace in that big box there, let's scale, 1 inch is 20, 1 inch is 20 feet. All right, so that's like 1 inch. So from the wetland, the upland review area is 75
So
feet.
you're gonna have to be out to about here.
Yeah, so anything that happens 75 feet from that wetland requires a permit.
That's why
So
we
it
save
was-
100.
Yeah.
That's why I put 100 in here.
Right.
It's gonna be safe.
Right. So what is your general plan, once you get your home built, what is your general plan? You're gonna have a yard back here?
I don't know, like, to be honest, I got enough yard in here if I
Okay.
can build the house the way it is here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change a couple, like, not a lot. It's gonna be like smaller than this one because this is the old plan.
Yeah.
I'm working on the new one right
Yeah.
now. And, I don't know, I had my daughter and my son probably gonna be backyard, like, I'm not gonna do anything crazy.
So you cut the trees because,
Because I didn't know. Just to be honest, like I was there and the tree
Sorry.
was small and I was removing. I got, listen,
sorry, I forgot to do that.
don't worry.
It's
This
pretty good ring.
three trees over here. This one tree, it's gonna be this ones, okay?
Okay, but why did you cut them?
Because they were in the middle. Like I was like, I thought like this, 30 feet from here.
Yeah,
It's gonna be, I don't know if it's 30, 40, I gotta check because, you know, yeah, 30 from
but
here.
why did
and
you cut them? Just,
To clean the area.
okay,
That's what I wanna keep doing, like
So
clean the area.
all right.
When- Glance at the picture, it doesn't look like there's a lot of trees in the area. So the
Yeah.
ones that were there came
Yeah.
out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small. See, like this is the area. It's a big picture. Showing the back of the property. And this is the water. This is my, in my
Oh,
neighborhood.
very cool. Very cool. Cool. Well, look, here's my thinking. He's cut trees in the upland review area. I mean, they may not have been the greatest trees of all time. I can see some of them look a little,
Yeah,
Worse for
a
wear.
lot of wasn't
yeah.
found already.
Let's talk about, you took down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, let's say 9 to be
Okay.
a safe spot because I got like some trees on top of the.
Okay, well, here's a suggestion, and I'll run this by my colleagues here. He's taken down 9 trees, kind of in the general upland review area. What if we had him put in 6 replacements, say within a 20-foot buffer along his property line?
Are we getting a soil report done?
I don't know how they're gonna do a soil report if the wetland is off his property.
That's what I was thinking because I'm.
I don't get
But,
that.
but is there wetlands on his property
Yeah,
that aren't
that's the-
showing up on the
This
GIS?
is the property.
Yeah.
We're talking. This is the property we're talking. I check
Oh,
it.
yeah, you're right
before.
there. Thank you for that.
What's,
Yeah,
I
so,
have no.
so you can have this wetland soil scientist dig some holes
Yeah,
in this
no,
Yeah.
area,
we'll do that no
okay?
matter what to get the flags and everything.
Yeah, but in general,
Mm-hmm.
okay, even if we find out where the wetlands are,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna be talking about replanting,
Yep, you said that.
um, 8
What, how
trees.
many do you say?
took
Shouldn't we
down
do
9.
9?
We'll make it a round number, 8. Let's make it a round number, 8.
Okay.
Make it a
Okay,
round number.
whatever,
Yeah,
okay.
just a round number.
I think I will do more than that because I'm gonna make a natural fence.
be
for-
nice.
You know. I
Yeah, it'd
think
be
I'm gonna
nice.
Plant some over here,
Yep.
some the other side, just to make it
Okay.
closer. You know.
All right, well, get the, keep us in,
Jim.
keep Jim, whoever you're
Joy,
picking,
yeah,
right?
Soil guy.
Keep the land use office informed, give them a call once a week,
I
let them know
will.
where you are
I
with
will,
Jim, let them
yeah.
know when you've got Jim under contract.
Mhm.
Let them know what Jim's estimated time frame
Okay.
is. Have him come and he will dig some holes and we'll find out if there's wetlands on this
Yep,
property.
that's
My
what I would-
suspicion is probably not, cause it's a slopey hill here and
Mhm.
it's pretty good.
Mhm.
Well, maybe it is, 164 to 6, might be. So have him
It-
dig some holes, we'll find out wetlands, but that's, and once you get that, he'll put those on the map,
Mhm.
and then think about planting 8
8.
native species like oaks and maples and,
Right, that for me,
dogwoods.
because as soon as I gotta leave this place, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna leave
Eight.
a lot of things.
What did you do with the trees that you cut
It's still,
down?
it's still there.
They're
I
just
didn't,
there.
I didn't remove anything. It's still there.
Okay,
All
do
the
we
same.
want him to,
let's find
keep
out where
those
the,
in place?
I think it kinda depends on where the wetlands are.
Mm-hmm,
You know, if the wetlands are here on his property, then I think the answer will be yes, you can just leave them. Okay,
Let me step up a little bit. If I have a wetland, you know, you saw that, it's gonna be around here. If I have something.
that's where that,
Because
depression
the
was?
whole area, yeah, the whole area comes to like it's yeah, I don't have any Jesus, like the angle, it's like a little, it's almost flat, and I don't.
You got a
I
slight
just-
pitch,
It's
just
like
a
that,
slight
yeah.
pitch.
It's very nice,
Okay.
and you
Well,
know.
it might be wet there, but that doesn't mean it's wetland soil.
correct.
right.
So,
I got it. Yeah, that's why it's wet, but it's not gonna be wetland. Yeah.
right.
Thank you. And probably next time I come in, I wish I got a new map, because I got a new survey doing this. I got the soil guy, and I got my engineer working on it. Fighting for 7 months now, 8 months, it's okay.
Building a house is no fun. If anybody told
I
you it
know.
is, even under the best of circumstances, it is not. It
I
is
know.
managing surprise.
I know that, I know that.
It is managing
You know,
surprise.
I call Eversource almost every month, just to make me a map where it's gonna be the lines and
So 8 native trees, And they can be whatever you want them to be. They can be oaks, maples, hemlocks,
Whatever they are.
whatever you want.
Doesn't,
They can be
doesn't matter how
hemlocks.
big it is, right? Can be smaller, like.
They could, yeah, we'll talk about like 2-inch calipers,
Okay.
okay? They don't have to be
2-inch
that big.
diameter,
Yeah,
right.
2-inch calipers, diameter.
And no matter
Um,
what, once you're done building, you're like, I should have done this, I should have done that.
Yeah, there's that.
Never
Gonna
fails.
happen too. Oh, shoot, why didn't we think of that? Darn it.
Yep.
Remediation plan to, include at a minimum, 8 native trees. Okay? All right, so, but the important part is, like I said, just give the land use office, give Ann,
I will.
give her a call once a week, let her know where you are with, with your soil scientist. And get these, he can put these flags on the map.
He will do it.
Yeah, he'll
As soon
do
as-
that.
As soon as we
Yep.
get it done, yeah, that's why I'm
Yep.
waiting. That's why I just got like the
Yep.
permanent one.
Yep, so he'll put those on the, take that, that's yours.
Mm-hmm.
He'll put those on the map, then you gotta go through the application process, which
I
is
will do it.
pretty
Yes.
simple, but it is kind of a two-step
I got it.
piece,
No,
which is
no,
not
now I
clear at the
learned it
beginning.
after like, I was right 5 times, like, and now this time I learned it, like, I gotta sign, make sure I did,
And
call her.
save the
send
file,
email,
yeah,
save
yeah,
the file.
that's
I
what you
got
gotta
that,
do.
yeah. It's
Okay?
complicated, but I think I will do it.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
All right,
All
I
right.
don't know, do you guys want to me come in the next 2 weeks, or like, only I get everything done?
When you
Wait.
get everything, whatever you
Probably
want.
when you
Well,
get
it's a
everything
question
done.
about the soil scientist, so
Right,
Yeah.
if you
depends
don't
when you
have
can
them
get
there
out.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's why, because I don't wanna
We
keep
could
coming and,
continue
you know,
it at
taking
that
another
point.
spot. And
Yeah,
as soon as I get everything together, one file, then I submit the application again, and I spoke with, like, asked them if I should come, then I come in and show
well, I'm
you
glad
guys
you came
everything.
tonight, because you've cleared some things up,
No,
which
no,
is
it's
great.
good.
So again, keep them informed. I would guess, again, to summarize, until you get the wetland soil scientist report and the application, there's probably no need for you to come.
I think the application, I did it already. I think I forgot
Did you?
to sign
Okay,
and put how many trees I remove it and how long was the square footage of
Ah, okay,
of
alright.
that thing. That's why I asked my engineer to do it,
okay.
and he did it. That's why I brought this map, because I'm gonna
Okay.
upload it. It's hard to upload a couple things that I don't
It
have
is.
it, you
Oh,
know?
yeah, here it is, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
And she sent me that.
okay,
And I don't have delineation.
okay.
I don't have any delineation.
Jim's
of-
gonna help you with
yeah.
that,
Mhm.
or your soil scientist,
Yeah.
whoever that is gonna help you with that. Okey doke.
Alrighty.
Any more questions for us?
I don't think so. You
Okey
guys have
doke.
any question for me?
I think we're
Not
good
yet.
for now.
Not
Again,
yet?
very
Oh,
important.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Stay in contact with Ann, that's crucial.
All right.
Yeah,
Okey-doke.
come again.
Come again.
Well, for sure.
All right.
You guys fool me a lot.
And remember our words, building a house is managing surprise.
I know. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, we do have one public hearing, but I think we've got some new business here that we can just clear out here real quick. So let me make a motion to go to our new business agenda items.
I will second that.
Tom seconds that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So first, we're going to do 6 Beech Tree Lane.
Oh, I'm sorry, say that again, Gary? Garrett?
Okay. Oh, shoot, let me take that back. So, let's just take a quick look at your application here. GIS map scissors. All right, total acres on the property, 0.96, disturbed wetland area, 3,000 square feet, total wetlands, 26,000. I think it's pretty much the whole lot, right? And there is not a water course on it.
This wasn't on our agenda, was it?
It's new business.
New business, page 2. 6 Beech Tree,
And which address is this?
6 Beech Tree.
Oh, I thought you gave a different address, I'm sorry.
Is this the lot? And can you read upside down? Yeah, it looks familiar. This
Yep.
is the lot, right?
Yep, that's it.
All right, so the GIS map says it's all, so what's going on with the septic?
It's in failure. It's in the backyard right now. It's behind the house. This is the existing septic system here.
Okay,
Okay, the entire thing's behind the house.
huh,
And we're gonna relocate it to the front, the leach field. But obviously the septic tank, we have to put a pump chamber there and then pump it up and around.
So, on the septic tank, your application says install new septic system. So the tank, you're reinstalling the tank in the backyard?
This tank here is a single compartment tank.
Okay.
Today we use all 2 compartment
Yeah.
septic tanks.
Okay.
So this we pump out, crush it, fill it, and then we install a new 2 compartment septic tank.
Okay, so I'm gonna add to this. So you're gonna crush the existing tank,
Septic,
and you're going to install a new tank,
New septic tank. Yep.
do I have that on the map here someplace? Is that what this is? Okay, this is the,
There's 2 of them, yep.
oh, there's 2 of them.
So the first one's the septic tank, the second one's the pump chamber.
right.
Okay, and it's gotta go in the backyard, cause there's no room in the front yard, right?
Well, it can only flow out of the house by gravity.
Oh, there,
The
also
waste line
that.
is underneath the slab coming
Okay.
out of the garage,
All right,
so you can only go backwards.
okay, and you gotta bring electricity out here, right? Is it a pump line?
Yeah, so what we do is we come out the same place as the pipe here and cross right over.
Okay, so
Trucks.
you are installing 2 new tanks in the back yard plus electrical conduit,
Yes.
plus electrical. What the leach fields, is that the right term now? Is that what they're still calling
Yeah,
them?
leach fields.
Leach
The new leach field's going in the front yard.
Yeah, so that'd
Leach,
be the,
L-E-E-C-H?
L-
well, the
LEAC.
electrical's
LE
not going to the leach fields, it's going to the
LE
pumping tank.
Huh?
The electrical's not going to the leach fields, it's going to the
No,
pumping tank.
I'm just saying, install
Okay.
2 new tanks in the backyard plus electrical conduit, period. Leach fields in front, which will probably be the upland review area.
Is there a well on this property?
This has water, and the water line is.
City water,
is
oh,
right
town
there.
water,
Yep.
okay.
It's all Aquarian over there.
Yep.
All right,
Oh,
so let's do this. I just added more detail, right? We're gonna crush the existing tanks and install 2 new tanks in the backyard plus electrical conduit, period. Leach field in front yard.
Okay.
Just drop your initials there. All right, and this map is the one you have, right?
Yeah.
And electrical conduit is going to be
I
trenching that?
follow the same exact trench as this line here.
Okay, so electric conduit in same trench
Yep, that's fine.
as pipe. Okay, one more initial. Oh, at least they got some perks in the front, right?
Somebody else actually did soil testing in the backyard,
Okay.
believe it or not, a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew it was wetlands, so I did all mine in the front.
okay. Guys, got any other questions? For
Nope.
this one, again, it is new business, but it is,
An emergency
it's-
service.
well, even if it wasn't an emergency,
Yeah, yeah,
we
exactly.
have we certainly wanna do it for emergencies.
Right, right.
You know, even though I don't even know if somebody's living in here right now, is anybody living
Yes,
there?
he is, yeah.
Okay. We don't wait the 2 weeks, so somebody wanna make a motion to approve this?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we approve, let's see, 6 Beech Tree, 2535 dash, /6, 6 Beech Tree Lane, with all the modifications and changes.
Yeah, and based on a map entitled The Town of Brookfield, 6 Beech Tree Road, and the receipt date on this is January 18th. It's also noted as Exhibit 4. And there is another,
January 18th, 2025.
what did I say? The
didn't
receipt
give a
date,
year.
like June 18th, 2025.
Okay.
Okay. And note that the electrical conduit will be installed in the same trench as the pipe. And we have all the usual stipulations, I
All
think
the
that's it.
usual stipulations, right.
So there's the motion.
Second.
Tom seconds that. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, they're all set. They'll get a letter, but they're all set.
Great,
Yep.
thank you very much.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. All right, so now we're gonna move on to 999 Federal Road.
993.
993.
Excuse me, 993 Federal Road.
Good evening. My name's Robert Walker. I'm a civil engineer with Fuss and O'Neill. I'll use this as my easel if you guys don't mind. And give you our best business address and that.
Yep, okay, great, thanks.
So before you get going, let's just take a quick look
Yeah.
at this application here.
Yeah, I believe you guys just got packets today, right? So
I see received some stuff June 10th.
it should have all come as one.
July 10th.
July 10th, excuse me, July 10th.
Yeah, the eyes aren't properly connecting to
They're
the
not
mouth this evening.
properly connected, so, all right. Where is this application? Where is the application here? Ah, that looks familiar. There we go. So there's, let's see, the application seeks a wetlands approval on proposed installation of 2 underground oil water separators and associated sanitary lines at the existing Motorex facility. Tanks are designed to support interior facility improvements to fire prevention, containment of oil during emergency events. Okay, total acres 15, disturbed wetland area 660 square feet, and total wetlands on the property is 355,000 square feet, and there are no disturbed linear feet of water course, although there is 730 linear feet of water course on the property. Okay,
Let's look at the map then.
I hope that has everything in it, so why don't you tell us what you're trying to do here? Show us where the wetlands are and show
Yeah,
us where the
so-
upland review area is.
So that's where I'll start. So this is our site survey. I've gone ahead and highlighted in green our flagged wetland areas. And then in yellow is the 100-year FEMA floodplain.
Okay, so that's not of concern for us, but thank you for telling us.
Yeah, and in conversations with Anne, she directed me to,
So where's the water course?
so the water course is along this property line here. You can see the Still River, the property
Oh,
line.
that's the water course,
is
the Still
through this-
River, okay.
Yeah, it's through the center.
That's the
of
only water course on the property?
That's the only water course. There's an existing stormwater detention basin
Okay.
located here. And one thing I would like to.
So does this map show the upland review area from the river and the wetlands, or?
This map
Or
does
does it?
not show, it just shows the flagged wetlands.
Alright, so that's something we're probably gonna ask you to add,
Okay.
but, so there's your first homework.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so I'll jump ahead to, so this is the site as it stands today. And what we're doing is we're about to go to zoomed in view right in the south portion of the building where the work is proposed to take place. So in this area, here's the 100-year FEMA floodplain. We put a 100-foot setback from this.
Again, for us,
Not
the
relevant.
FEMA floodplain is not a Connecticut
Yeah.
Wetlands Commission concern. Our
It's-
friends in zoning care, but we do not. The wetlands regulations are only for wetland soils and water courses, not floodplains.
Okay, and I guess that's a point of confusion, because initially when I talked to Ann and her staff,
Yeah,
I was asking, are we required to do a wetlands application for it?
Okay.
Because we're outside the 200-foot FEMA. I don't even believe we picked this map when we initially did it. And all of our wetlands impacts are within the FEMA floodplain, not within the flagged wetlands themselves.
okay.
But we were advised that for the purposes of your code, to treat that as if it was a wetlands impact for permitting. So that's why we've been showing an upland setback from that line.
Okay, well, again, I wasn't part of that
Yeah,
conversation, but
no,
it's
I-
puzzling to me, let me say that, that's it's
No,
kind of puzzling to
understood,
me.
and we were caught a bit off guard by it, because as you
Okay.
said, typically we would not,
Right,
I would say this had no impact within the wetlands proper as flagged, and we're also, I would show the 200-foot, but show we were outside of it.
yeah, for the Still River.
Yeah.
With this as a line, 1 inch equals 50 feet, so you're looking at.
Well, I got
right-
the Still River too to deal with, which is probably, I think that's 200, I think it's, I think that's 200 feet, so I don't know how that goes this way.
Yeah.
So that's, but
Well,
where's your
50
work
feet,
being
so you
done,
got
all
4 inch.
inside?
So our work is, I'll kind of talk you
About 4
through.
inches.
Show me on this map where your work is,
Yeah.
please.
So our work is taking place next to this existing sanitary line. So we're coming out of the building here, putting in 2 new sanitary lines, 2 oil water separators, and then doing a new connection to this existing main,
Okay.
all within the existing impervious driveway. So no landscaping impacts, no trees coming down, nothing of that matter.
All right, well, Tom's
Is
right,
there
we could probably
30
Point equals
eyeball.
50,
This has
so you're
nothing
looking
to
at
do
4
with
inches.
wetlands,
Well,
per
one
se,
is-
it's the
one is
For the
15.
Still River is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we
4 inches?
plan on going
Yeah.
to flood
4
as
inches?
well. We were advised
Hand?
by.
4
Hand?
inches,
A hand?
about yay big.
Yeah, 4 inches?
Yeah, but I did run, as we were initially doing this, I can tell you all work is outside the 200 foot from the edge of the water course.
And it's outside of 75 feet from this wetland line?
It's outside of, I did 100 feet and we're outside of that, I know.
All right, well, I'm puzzled,
Yeah, you're
you
looking
know,
at
I'm
inch and a half.
puzzled, because,
yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to be our
I'm puzzled, I
purview.
can't,
Yeah, and I know you said, town staff is planning to join later. I'm happy to, if you want to table this. take
yeah,
care of this
Laura,
gentleman and-
Laura,
we can discuss it.
I don't know if you spoke to Laura, so I don't know if,
I spoke to Anne,
Ann?
but I know
It's on
I sent
there.
them a draft version of this
Okay.
plan, and I believe she discussed
Water
it with
retention
Laura.
ponds, I'm
Okay.
not
Oh.
sure.
So,
well, I'm puzzled.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
puzzled. I'm sure there's an answer, but at this moment, I'm puzzled.
It must be the floodplain. They
Is-
must have thought that they should bring it here because of the
I don't-
floodplain.
yeah, and we are planning after.
Yeah, you're gonna see
finish-
zoning about
Yeah,
that.
no, absolutely. We're planning on zoning. We're also going to WPCA.
Yeah, they probably care about that too. I am puzzled.
Well, on the surface, it doesn't seem like
Big deal.
wetlands applies here.
It
Yeah, I
doesn't
agree.
Yeah.
seem that it does, unless we're missing
No, it
something.
almost seems like an abundance of caution, or,
I can't, here's what I'd like to propose. Again, I don't know what your schedule is, and I can't tell you how long Laura will be over there. It could be
Yeah.
a 5 minute,
Could be the rest of the night.
could be the rest of the night.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, what kind of timeline are you on to do this?
So I mean, we're trying, we do have to go to zoning following
Yeah.
wetlands, so we were hoping for either in this hearing or the following hearing
Yeah.
to be through the wetlands process so that we can then submit our zoning application and go through on theirs.
Okay.
They're planning to start construction as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Kind of, as the application stated, they're upgrading the existing spill prevention facilities,
Yep.
and this is part of that.
Yeah.
So they're antsy to kind of get started in the
Sure.
winter when their business slows down a little bit to have the minimum impact.
Okay, I cannot explain why you are here.
Okay.
I
But
cannot
welcome
explain-
anyway.
Welcome anyway.
You know,
No,
I will
we had
talk-
not initially planned on being
I
there,
can
so-
understand. I don't, I'm not, there might be something that the 6 of us might be missing, which is possible.
Probably the floodplain aspect.
Can, just check the Connecticut wetlands regulations. It's not part of Connecticut wetlands
Mhm.
regulations.
Mm-hmm.
Floodplains are zoning,
Yeah.
Right.
zoning, not
There
us.
must have been confusion
I
there.
don't know.
That's why he's here.
I don't know.
Ian's email real quick, too.
If there's something on the GIS map?
He's got flagged wetlands, so,
Yeah, and I will say that
Yeah, so-
there is an additional line of wetlands south of our property, off-site, but we're well outside of 100 feet.
I don't
But
see that on
It's
this
beyond the
map.
property line, so it wasn't
But-
picked up
And-
on the
Another
survey.
body of water.
the 100-year floodplain wouldn't contain wetland soils, chances are.
Well, it could, but
It could,
we've
that's
got
why I said,
flagged
what's the
wetlands, so
chances
it
are,
does.
right.
I mean, part of the floodplain does
Part of it
include
does,
wetland
yes.
soils. Ta-da! That makes perfect sense.
Why,
we're not
I meant
affected by this.
over in this
Well, we're not,
area.
that's what I said, everybody's
Right.
pretty puzzled.
Right,
We're not,
exactly.
we're very puzzled. It
Yeah,
does, seems to
so-
be all out of the 75 feet and the 200 feet
200
here.
foot.
Yeah, so I had an email from Ann
Uh-huh.
to, Laura CC saying, I spoke with Laura, the detention pond and floodplain are both considered wetlands. So, and in my mind, I was looking at the floodplain as being more conservative, but I guess that stormwater detention pond could possibly put us in the upland as well.
Well, do you know when these wetlands were flagged?
December 2022, so fairly recently, and then our scientist was actually back out there about a month ago, because he hadn't generated a report when he originally flagged them. So they went and did some additional soil samples and then generated
Did they
a
do
report.
any digging in the detention basin?
I don't know if they did in the detention basin specifically. I included the full report in the
Detention
application.
basin is still 75 foot away.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
what he just said is Laura and Ann, the
Right.
reason they've got it here is because they think the detention basin is wetlands area, and unless it's got wetland soils, it isn't.
Yeah, no,
Okay, well,
no, and I'm happy to show you the exact email, but.
you just read it, so
Yeah,
I
it's not a
believe you.
ton there.
that's why I asked when they were Flag, okay, well, let's do this. I will talk to Laura
Okay.
and see if I can get a confirmation of what that email is all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do yourself a favor, and you said you've got a wetlands soil scientist?
Yeah, it should be included in your application.
Have that individual come out and dig a few holes. This is not full of water, it's dry, right? not
It's typically dry. enough.
Typically dry. Ask them to dig some holes in there and determine whether there's wetland soils in there or not.
Okay, just as
Is that
far as,
possible?
schedule-wise, it may be difficult. I know he has some vacation time around this, and
Okay.
I don't know if it could happen in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, well, see what you can do.
Yeah.
All right, see what you can do, to determine if there's wetland soils that have been created as a result
Yeah.
of that detention basin. Because
No.
simply because it's a detention basin doesn't mean it has wetland soils. But
absolutely.
it might, as you
And-
well know.
And like I said, we do have the full soil scientist report. He may have spoken on that. I
Okay.
just don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, we'll see what you can do.
Yeah.
We can't make a decision on it anyways.
Right.
We're gonna be here in
Yeah.
2 weeks. This is all you're doing?
Yeah, so this is.
I'm not seeing any problems.
I'm not even seeing,
I'm
No,
not
I
seeing,
don't
whatever,
even-
whatever the
Yeah.
situation is, I'm not seeing any problems
that's-
for you.
And that's
I'm not
kind
even
of
seeing something with
how
the
we ended up
detention
here.
pond
We
because of the
were advised by
distance.
Ann that we may need to come, so we were saying, all right, let's go. We don't anticipate, you guys having any issues with the work being done.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not, even if this is, because, I'm sorry, you're just redigging this.
Yeah,
into
so
this.
this plan is
Right.
a zoomed-in portion of that south side of the building, so. if you-
No, try and keep it to this plan, because this is the one we're going to approve. You're just redigging from
So-
here to here.
Yeah, and this is the
laying in
next
new
page
pipes.
of that plan,
But
just, yeah.
again, this is the big one. You're just
Yeah.
redigging to get to this detention basin.
No, we're not even going to the detention basin,
Okay.
we're going to the sanitary
Oh,
line.
the sanitary line, right. So you're just
Yeah.
digging from here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see.
But
a
if
problem.
there are no
You're not gonna have a
wetland
problem getting
soils,
this
then
approved, whether
we-
there's wetland soils there or not,
correct.
Yeah.
okay?
No,
All right.
understood. And at that point, I mean, if we're not able to get the soil scientists out in 2 weeks, would that be an
We'll
issue?
probably approve it, just to
Okay.
help you with your schedule. There's no harm in that. We can even,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
we can even in
And with
the,
stipulations.
yeah, we can even make note in the motion,
Mhm.
that, we'll do something.
Okay.
We should,
Yeah,
you
it's not,
should get-
it's
you're
just
gonna be
not
all
a major
right.
project.
You're
No,
gonna be all
no.
right.
If there are no wetland soils found, then
Well,
I don't even think we can do anything.
Well, we can, because what he's saying is he doesn't think he can get a guy to go out and dig in the next 10
Right,
days.
yep.
And so if he can't get a guy to come out and dig, then we'll just assume that there are, and we'll
Yeah.
approve it.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Is that pretty easy?
Yeah, because you're
Okay.
still outside the 75-foot line,
Yeah, well, there's
Don't ever
no,
harm.
there's nothing going on in wetland soils, so,
Correct.
okay,
or in the upland review.
all right, okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'll make a motion then to continue 993 Federal Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, Bob seconds that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, we're going to return then to the public hearing for 172 Long Meadow Hill Road. Let me get the folder, because I have some things that I get to read.
You got new data on the impact?
Yes, you're all
Lost
set.
insurance. Unless you happen to have data.
Running short on data.
Yeah.
The road one.
192 Wisconsin Road.
Okey dokey. All right. We don't get a chance to do this as often as we do in zoning, Dave, so.
What's that?
The public hearings,
Oh, okay.
we don't get a chance to do it as often.
And
Zoning,
you got,
they do
you
2 or
got
3
quite a
of
few
them every
members,
day.
you got quite a few members of the public as well.
I know, well, the wetlands, the Connecticut state statutes are very clear, the wetlands in Connecticut belong to every single person in
Mhm.
Connecticut. So that's why when you're altering them, it is, our practice
I
has
sent
been.
all the notifications out, so I got receipts here.
Good, thank you. It's important to let people know. All right, so we are at our agenda item number 5, public hearing. Okay, this is a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. At this point in our agenda, we've scheduled a public hearing concerning the application, the modification application of 172 Long Meadow Hill Road. It's application number W-25-17 for coal construction for, on behalf or for Rocky Ongaro. I said that right?
Close enough.
Yeah, Ongaro?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Ongaro. Application construction of a residential building with associated paved driveway, utilities, site grading, drainage upgrades within the wetland and upland review areas. First, let me introduce the members of the commission present here this evening. Again, my name is Sharon Fox, I act as chair. Tom Keller is our vice chair. Bob Hudeman is our secretary. Mr. Dave Frankel is on my far right, and Mr. Rob Scalera is on my far left. So again, we'll open the public hearing by calling on the commission secretary to read the legal notice of this hearing, which should be in here someplace. Oh, here we go. So Bob, that's the, you can just read the notice of the public hearing and the
Okay,
dates.
notice of public hearing. Town of Brookfield Inlands Wetland Commission will hold a public hearing at the regular meeting on Monday, July 14th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in room 113 at the Town Hall, 100 Pocono Road, on application W-25-17, 172 Long Meadow Hill Road for construction of a new home and driveway with site grading and drainage considerations in the wetlands and review areas. At this hearing, interested person may appear and be heard, and written communication will be received. Said notice is on file in the Brookfield Land Use Office. For more information, so.
Close.
Okay.
Okay. So that is that. Again, this application, W-24-17, was formally received by the commission on April 14th, 2025, which is a modification of application W-25-7. I think she got that mixed up. Yeah, this application, W-25,
You know, I
This
have in my
application,
packet it for something
W-25-17.
170 Long Meadow.
yeah, it's this.
What is
Hang on,
that?
hang on, Dave, hang on. She's got a little typo here. This application is W-25-17, was formally received by the commission on April 14th, 2025. I'm gonna get back to you, Dave, hang on. Which is a modification of an application from last year. The public hearing is only one aspect of the approval process and is for the purposes of accepting factual information and data bearing on this application and allow expression of opinion by interested parties. Subsequent to the hearing, the commission has 35 days in which to render a decision on this proposal. The final decision may be in the form of approve as submitted, approve with stipulations, or disapprove. After reading into the record the correspondence received by the commission relative to this application, we will ask the applicant to present the application in detail. The chair will then entertain questions of clarification concerning the applicant's presentation. We will then hear from those who wish to speak in favor of the application, followed by those who are opposed. Following each side of the question, a period of rebuttal to each position will be allowed. All questions and comments must be directed through the chair. As you are recognized, please state your name and address each time you speak. Before you speak, so that your comments may be legally recorded, please be assured that everyone will be given the opportunity to speak. However, the commission is most interested in hearing factual information relative to the application, and in view of the time constraints placed upon us, we ask your indulgence in not reiterating comments previously presented. Any questions about the process? Dave, you had a question?
No, no, I just have a question about the address.
The address I have is 172 Long Meadow Hill Road.
172 Long Meadow.
I have in my packet 170 Long Meadow Hill Road.
The lot in the back is 170. The lot we're talking about is 170, the one in front is 172.
Okay.
Do I have anything in here for 172?
Then, okay,
It was originally approved as a subdivision under 172.
okay, well then,
Now it's a separate lot as 170, so the engineer put 170 on the plan because that's what it belongs to.
okay, so let the record know that there appears to be a typo in the instructions that I was provided and the listing on the agenda. And it is the actual lot, which was subdivided,
Right,
is
so-
now 170.
170.
Yeah, I went over
Okay.
the land use with this, they knew about it.
All right, well, they're the human and
Yeah, I know.
they make
It's not-
mistakes, so,
It's not a mistake, it's just the way it happened.
yeah, okay. So again, we'll ask the secretary to proceed with the reading of the correspondence. So let me just look through the file and see if any of the neighbors, which you were kind enough to
Yes. Yeah.
identify. sent anything in.
There were a couple that didn't come up on the actual view, but I found them.
Okay. I do not see any notes or any letters from anyone in the file. Okay? All right, well, before we start, because you're gonna be next in terms of applicants, I just wanted to get into the record again. This is a little unusual because this application is a modification of a previously approved application, and that one was approved last year. So again, the original application, which we approved, was developed by a professional engineer in the state of Connecticut. It had a 20-foot bridge over the watercourse and some of the wetlands. It did permanently fill approximately 400 square feet of the wetlands because the topology limited the bridge placement and the filling was unavoidable. And the record will show that everyone there stated this is a very challenging site, but the bridge conformed to what the commission understands based on individual research and information from previous unrelated applications is the best practice for crossing watercourses is open bottoms, natural, and retaining the natural environment or natural situation. Again, a public hearing wasn't held on that application given the above and consideration for the small wetlands impacting on a challenging site. The commission did not require, which had been its practice, to require a wetlands creation to compensate for the 400 square feet, approximate 400 square feet of destruction. And the site was challenging, and to date, no one has been able to identify a location to create any new wetlands that would be successful. That's not to say someone couldn't, but at the time, no one was able to do that. So again, in consideration of how challenging this site is, I know I was willing to make some accommodations to allow the development of this site, and I make note the motion to approve it was unanimous. So this modification permanently fills 1,200 square feet of watercourse and wetlands by installing a culvert for the crossing and filling portions of the adjacent wetlands. And this is 3 times the impact of the original application and is the reason for the public hearing. So in the process leading up to this hearing, the commission exercised its right via the state of Connecticut and the town wetlands regulations to obtain expert opinion and third-party review on the materials provided in the application. To do this, the Land Use Office requests proposals using a town proposal process. So the town did put out a request for an engineering review and wetlands impact proposal. So the first proposal that we got had an error in it, which the applicant noticed and identified for us. So the town land use asked the company to correct it. They did correct it, and to date, the applicant has not agreed to pay for that proposal.
Correct.
Right.
What was the error? Is it indicated in there?
Can I read it to you? Is it a, can I read it to you?
Does that really make a difference?
Okay.
Does it really make a difference?
It was
I don't
actually
know.
to review the pond, the road and the dock that was put in on a different road on a property that wasn't even 170 or 172 Long Mill Hill Road. If I wouldn't give you a price to put your kitchen in and then came and tore your roof off, would you hire me? I really do not have any confidence in hiring engineering firm who can't even get their proposal correct and put down that they're gonna review a dock and a road that was put in without wetlands permits for this, So that's why I told Dan I was not confident in using that, thinking that she would find somebody else. Because it was right in the beginning of well, it wasn't in the beginning, it was like 2 weeks after we were looking for it,
Right.
so.
So again, they did correct it, but
After he had
Dave
called them up
has
and said,
done a good job explaining what happened. We did get a second proposal from a Connecticut soil scientist to provide solely a wetlands impact assessment of both plans and provide a professional opinion as to which has less long-term impact on the watercourse and wetlands. That is, which plan, the original or the modification. So this proposal is from Northwest Conservation, and it was for approximately 4 hours at $120 an hour plus reasonable travel. And the applicant to date has not agreed to pay for this.
Can I comment on this now?
Yes, you can.
About 3 or 4 weeks went by and I was in contact with Ann trying to find out where she was getting, and I have all the emails here to explain everything. And finally, where it was getting to the point where I was gonna have to give you an extension and no third-party review had come forward, I called Ann and I said, why don't we have Jim, who did the wetland soil scientist there, go ahead and do our third-party review, because you're not being able to find anybody and I wanna move the thing along. I said, and can you ask if it's a conflict of interest if he does a third-party review on this application? I got an email back from her, you're good to go. You had emailed her that it was fine to go ahead
It
and
was
use
not a
them.
conflict of
It
interest.
was not a conflict of interest.
Right.
I asked if it was a conflict of interest for him to do the third-party review.
He
So-
can't do a
But
third-party review.
that's what I asked Ann.
Yeah,
And it's right on her email that she actually emailed you that can he do the third-party review?
no.
But that's on the email, I got it right here, that it's, Dave called up and said, can we have Jim? It's right on here. I mean,
Okay, well, I
regardless, it's
understand,
on you, okay?
I understand that, but
Right.
I understand that. And
So what
the-
happened was I told Jim, go ahead and do it.
That's a good
Right.
thing.
All right, so
That's
Jim
a
did.
good thing.
Okay, so Jim did the review.
That's a good thing, and we're gonna go into that.
Okay, last meeting, Ann said, I thought I had to get everything, so I was scrambling to get everything, and I came into the office and you were there. That's the first time I heard that they had another, third-party review
Yep.
estimate.
Yep,
So Ann sent that to me that night.
Yep.
And you asked me to try to have the applicant do it.
yep,
I looked at the third-party review that you proposed, or the person who proposed, and it was, the first part of it was to look at just the culvert option and just to redefine the wetland soil scientist work. So I went over that with the owner, and I said they want to reconfirm the soil scientist work was correct in the beginning and just redo our culvert, and that's really not what they're asking for. They wanted to see a comparison between a culvert and the other thing.
right.
So he decided he didn't want to do it, and I told Ann we weren't gonna do it. A week later, I got an email back from Ann saying that you had actually found the same thing I had, and asked her to look at it again, and she said no, she would look at both of them.
For the
It
same
was already too
price.
late.
It's
You
not
know,
too late yet.
But
it's
I don't
not-
understand,
Hang
what
on,
he
hang on,
doesn't
hang on,
understand
hang
is-
on, hang
okay.
on, we'll get into
All
that.
right.
But, yeah, so thank you
Okay.
for the explanation on the facts. But I said, so that is still, again, part of what you have done with Jim is provide the applicant's view of the wetlands
That was
impact.
Jim's review.
Yes,
I mean, he
it's-
talked
it's-
to me,
But it's the it's your review. We
But
are
I
in,
explained to him it was supposed to be a third-party
he
review. It
can't,
just, you know, I
I'm
don't know.
sorry for the confusion, and if I
Okay.
contributed to the confusion, he can't do a third-party review. He can do a review for you.
But I asked the town land use department, can Jim do a third-party review? And I got an email back saying, yes, there's no conflict, he can do it. We can also hire our own person, he said at the end.
Right.
But it wasn't say, we can hire our own person, the applicant still have to pay for it. Sharon, I don't
I hear you,
understand.
I hear you.
I tried to make it all work.
I understand that.
Right from the beginning, like 5 meetings or 6 meetings, I'm trying to make this thing work. I'm trying to come in with ways to have this whole thing work, and I'm trying to.
I see that, I
I
get
don't-
that, I get it, I get
It's
it.
very frustrating.
I get it, it's frustrating for me too.
I understand.
Okay, so anyways, that is still outstanding. I'm sorry for the confusion on the terminology of third-party review.
I
whatever
hope you
confusion.
understand it.
I do.
He doesn't understand why he's paying for another third-party review, and he thought he already did one, you know?
The-
That's the problem.
Well, we'll go into that
Okay,
again,
all right.
but, so
Okay, so
we agree on,
Let's keep
we
going.
agree on most of the facts.
Okay. All right.
So again, so those are I wanted to put that in the record as a
Okay.
little bit of background, again, so I'm just gonna ask my colleagues here and you, beyond the conversation we just had, is there anything incorrect about what I said?
Not that I'm aware of.
Anything that you heard me say that is not factually correct
Today?
today? Okay. Good.
Do I get a chance to ask that?
Yes, you do. Yeah, no, did you, anything besides our conversation about third-party review,
It's all
right?
right there.
I get
So
it.
it's in black and white. I mean, it
Okay.
was just a huge misunderstanding, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
But it's all fixable.
I guess.
So
It's all fixable.
we don't have any third-party review currently,
We do not
correct?
have, we have the applicant has done a great job. They have contacted, and that's in the package. We're gonna go, I'm sure Dave's gonna take us through it when the time comes. The applicant does have his own Connecticut Wetland Soil Scientist assessment of
Right.
the modification.
I was
What-
reading through it.
What we don't have is a peer review or an expert opinion.
Mhm.
That's what we don't have. We have a proposal from Northwest Conservation for about $600-ish, but we don't have that yet. But they've done a good job with what they've done with
Right.
Jim. Great. Okay, the chair is now prepared to hear the applicant's presentation.
The applicant's presentation?
Yes.
Okay. You all know that the problem with the original plan is it's not doable by just putting blasting mats down and getting on both sides of the bridge. The engineer actually sent a letter in, Mike Mizuko, saying that there will have to be a road put next to the bridge to be able to get on both sides to build the bridge as proposed. I understand the original engineer did not make that apparent. I was not involved at that point. The homeowner or applicant at that point had no idea what he was getting involved in. He was just relying on what was presented to him by somebody who was doing the project for him. It is physically impossible to put an 8-foot retaining wall and bridge against the property line. I mean, just to cut a tree down, and you guys know, if there's an 8-inch tree in wetland soil, the roots go out this way. If you're taking the tree line down right at the property line, which there's a tree line, all those roots go on the other property. You cannot physically do it without having rights around the other property and making a mess, and you can't. The original approval was to build this whole thing and get it all done before you started the house site. So if there's an 8-foot retaining wall on the other side of the bridge, you can't just put the bridge in with no fill there. You have to be able to get fill back there. You have to be able to compact it. You need another road to go by to do that whole thing in the wetlands. We're trying to propose that the best way to do it is to put a 4-foot culvert in, which will fill back in the bottom and still give a natural path underneath for the water course to go through. There will be no 8-foot retaining walls, so now turtles that want to go over it can go up the hill over driving and back down. There won't be a big 8-foot stop for them to actually move. The wildlife will be able to go back and forth through here now. It's a much more, it's a much more feasible way to do it, because I can start from one side and just keep right on going right over top. I don't have to go to either side of it to build it. The wetland soil and the soil scientists and the engineer said that there's actually like 2,000 feet, and what they actually wanted to do was go all the way to the construction limit line on both sides, just to make sure that you guys know that there's a construction limit line that's like 2,000 feet. I'm not filling that in, but when you put trees down, you need room a little bit to drop trees and stuff, and so that's why they put on their thing, it's 2,000 feet, which goes past where we're actually gonna work in the wetlands. When I actually did it, I'm just figuring out the wetlands that are getting filled in, you know. So Mike and Jim thought that they should include that as disturbed area, the whole thing, from construction limit line to construction limit line. Which is, by the way, what the engineer should have done at the beginning, because there's no way they were doing that with just disturbance of 400 square feet. There's absolutely no way that could be done.
Well, that was permanent. That was permanent, not
Permanent,
temporary. They were temporary, there were gonna be a lot of disturbances, but
But they never
permanently.
even, you guys never even went over what was temporarily, you know,
No,
gonna be disturbed.
yeah, we did. We went through what was
Yeah,
temporary.
But they never told you a road had to be put in. They told you
No, they did
blasting
not.
mats, you know,
They did
and
not.
And, I mean, just common sense says, Sharon, on the other side of a bridge that you're gonna build, if there's an 8-foot high retaining wall, you cannot get that dirt over there if you can't get it past the bridge. There is no way to physically do their proposal without having another road next to it. So if you look at their proposal to build it, you're looking at 3 times the amount of disturbance that this is gonna cause to the wetlands to go through with a simple culvert. The 4-foot culvert still gives you a 4-foot opening underneath with a natural water course going through. You know, I think it's the most feasible, least disturbing thing we can do on this property. And hopefully along the property line, I can leave some large canopy trees to still shade the wetlands that are still there. The other one cuts everything out of there for sure, and doesn't allow any room to be able to put any of that. Like Mike says in his report, to put the water around this, all I have to do is go upstream and put a vinyl liner in there with some sandbags and get the clean water and just pump it around what we're doing. It's only gonna take a day to put the pipe in. If we go to do a bridge, you're gonna have to dig down 42 inches below grade. You're gonna have to put in dewatering pumps, and there's no place to pump it to because you're right in the property line. Where you're just gonna recycle it? You gotta pump it past what you're working on the other people's property. It's not physically possible. If you want a bridge, we gotta come away from the property line like 10 feet, build a road next to it to be able to put the bridge in. It's gonna be a huge mess out there.
The writing here is tiny, and so I'm looking at the general notes for construction, Dave, and all the things that you just talked about in terms of, I think I had seen that someplace. Is that in Mike's report about
Mike,
how to actually,
Construction
the sequence
was
for
in there,
that?
yeah,
Was that in
somewhere.
Mike's, or is it, I've seen it.
On
Where-
Mike's plan.
It's on, is it on his plan here?
let me see if I can see anything.
Yeah,
I'm like, even the well, I'm gonna drill the well before I fill the whole driveway on the other side, so I don't have to fill it all back in later.
yeah, I mean, I kind of remember reading it, I can't remember where I read it. It's general notes, isn't it?
Let's see. Construction sequence, it's under erosion control, section B, construction sequence.
Which sheet is that? Is that the?
Probably the next sheet, right down the right.
You want a bigger one that you can read?
Oh, that'll be good.
It's right
I
there.
knew I'd seen it.
I'm really trying here, guys.
I know, and we're all trying, Dave.
Yeah, I
It's a
know.
very challenging
Yeah, it
site.
is.
It's very challenging.
I mean, I don't know if it helps either. There is some, somebody asked if you can find some state documentation that this is acceptable. And if you actually look in the best management field guide in Connecticut, they actually do say put culverts in.
Yeah, that's for that
because-
was for the
But
temporary.
it's still because it's a straight, it's not a wide, you know, disturbance of the wetland area, you know?
So where's the part about dewatering? I'm not reading that. Where
Oh,
is
it was
that?
over here. In his letter, he actually
I knew-
explains how the dewatering can be done.
In Jim's letter,
And Mike Mizuko's letter.
Mike Mizuko's, all right, well, we'll take a look at that. If that's in Mike's letter, we can take a look
Yeah,
at that.
because you'd
again.
have to bypass the work area with the
Yeah.
water.
If the water's even flowing, because this is in the
Correct.
water course. If it's not flowing, I just go put the pipe in and I'm done. You
Yeah,
know what
well,
I'm
there is a little
saying?
wetland there. Remember you and I saw that. There's a little
Correct, yeah,
wetland like
but like
right in there that's gonna be filled in.
If I hit the dry spot though, I'm, you know, I don't have to worry about having a mess, you know, going downstream, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
All right. More for us? Because I want to go to Jim's letter.
More for us. Not at this point, I don't think.
Is there any alternative to this?
I can't see any, you know, the only,
Nothing whatsoever.
I've been over at Sharon and I went over there, you know, looked at the whole thing. I've been over it with everybody that I know of. I don't know how you dig trees out on the property line with huge stumps and then put a 42-inch down retaining wall for the bridge and that close to the property line. You have to dig it like 4 feet, 5 feet wider to be able to get down there and pour the footings and set the forms up and everything else. It's a huge disturbance, you know? It's not
Is there an alternative to the bridge?
the culvert. That's what I'm trying to come up with, the culvert with an open bottom, so it'll still be 4 foot open, natural soil underneath there, it'll fill back in the culvert. There doesn't have to be any footings poured for it, because the pipe is actually encased by soils, which makes it a very strong, you know, structure, so you don't have to worry about digging it open and having it open for a couple weeks to pour concrete footings and all that. This is, I mean, it's the simplest, least invasive way to get across this wetland crossing and still leave it so we can actually have, you know, again, some trees against the property line that would shade the wetlands, and there's no 8-foot retaining wall, so you don't have a huge wall that animals come against and they can't go anywhere. So if they can go over to the side and find a hole to go through, fine, but, you know, and like on the original plan, there's no guardrails on the side of the driveway or anything. So, I mean, if you go on your driveway and you stop to move a turtle out of the way, you can't even get out of your car without worrying about falling. So I'd have to put guardrails there and stuff, so you wouldn't worry about falling off the 8-foot high retaining wall, you know? I don't know. I wish I was involved way back in the beginning, because you never would have got that plan the way it is, you know? I never would have allowed it to go through.
Could there be a reapplication?
Just a modification to the plan that's there. There's no reason for a reapplication, because we're just trying to modify what we've already got here, you know? We're trying to make what you have approved better for the wetlands impact.
Culvert sounds.
If I didn't care, I would've gone out there and have a mess, you know, and, you know, but I do care. I don't wanna make a mess. I've been in town a long time, and I've done a lot of stuff around wetlands and stuff, and I've never had an issue with anything, you know?
So, we've got, again, what's new on this application that I don't believe is in the original application at all.
Jim did not get a report in the original
And the
application.
original, we
All he
didn't.
did was a soil site
No,
report.
which is fine, as I said, we were trying to make some accommodations here,
I
right?
understand.
And we were trying, and
I
from our
understand.
standpoint, you know, we didn't ask for a lot of
This
things.
is not the commission's fault at all.
I know
Yeah,
that. We
yeah.
didn't ask for a lot of things in that
Correct.
first one that we commonly would.
Sure,
But again, this was a little different.
I
So
totally
now I think we
understand
want to
where-
be
where
sure
it
it's all
came
right.
yep.
Now,
So, I'm looking at,
technically, being Jim just did soil type work, is there a conflict with him doing the impact on,
That's what I was getting at with
Yeah.
Ann.
on,
Okay, we-
only because he wasn't saying what the impact would be prior? I understood what you were saying with the,
He had no prior input to the
With-
original application.
just hang on.
I
and
understand
we'll
what
get
you
to
were saying
yeah.
before with the him not being a third party because he was involved, but he was involved in a different aspect of it, just marking the wetlands and doing soil testing.
The-
Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be.
I'm going to answer, and then you're going to go back to you, Dave. The distinction is only who's paying for what. Who's, there, Jim is
I haven't paid Jim yet. You wanna pay Jim? You want the town to pay Jim? I mean, I don't care, cause I was allowed to talk to the third-party reviewers no matter what. I haven't paid Jim yet. He hasn't sent me a bill yet. He could bill the town if you want that to happen. And then it's technically a third-party review, and I have emails proving that that's what we wanted to do to help the process along, cause Ann couldn't find anybody. I haven't paid Jim yet. He could bill the town directly. It would become a third-party review then, and
Well, let's try and.
I never
let's-
sat
let's-
and met
let's
with
try
Jim at
and-
all.
Let's try and sort of, let's try and maybe clean up the language here a little
Okay.
bit. And the language is really, it's like a peer review. That's what we didn't have. We
Correct.
didn't have any
And-
wetland soil scientists telling us
Right, and I
anything.
get that, but Jim wasn't looking, when Jim did his first out there, he wasn't looking at the impacts to the wetlands.
He did not, correct.
So therefore, he's not reviewing the impact to the wetlands that someone else did. It's a brand-new review, which I
Sort of
question the
like-
conflict a little bit there. I understand where you're coming from with the conflict, but being he's not reviewing someone else's work because there was no work for the impact to the wetlands. You see what I'm saying there?
I do, and
But
I'm.
in
and
another
hang-
sense,
hang-
it's like
just
he's
hang on,
reviewing
one at a
himself.
time. I'll come back to you, because I think it's gonna come back to Dave. The lens that I have
Mm-hmm.
is that for something like this, we would require the applicant to provide a wetland soil scientist impact statement. We would require that.
Okay,
And it didn't happen in the
In the
first
first one,
one
when-
because that's why I tried to get in my earlier notes.
Okay.
The bridge conformed to the best practice. We could deal with the 400 square feet, so we didn't have a taking. So when I heard about this, I said, no, it's not a conflict of interest because it's going to be their work. So that's the lens that I have, but I understand your point, Dave.
There could be an aspect of Jim reviewing himself. if
He
you
can't
will.
review himself.
Oh, right, I know.
cannot
It's
do
supposed
that.
to be a peer review.
That's the commission, in the end, a way to think about it, and then Dave, we're gonna come to you, a way to think about it, there's probably two ways. You know, this letter from Jim is written not to the town, it's written to the,
Applicant?
no, this actually is written to the town, it's written to the town.
'Cause he was
But
doing-
hang on, we're gonna get to you, we're gonna get to you.
Oh, yeah.
Because he called Jim and asked Jim to do it, and I assume Jim thinks you're gonna pay him.
Third-party review.
Jim-
He hasn't billed me yet, so he doesn't know who's paying him yet. I told
He
him
doesn't
that
know
we need
who's,
to review. do
he
it.
doesn't know who's paying him.
Right.
He
He
doesn't-
didn't give me a price. I said, Jim, we need it done, do it. I swear I got it.
Okay. All right, well, there's that.
Sharon, I was at the point where I wanna get it done, you know?
Okay,
You know?
I understand your,
Sure.
I didn't have that perspective.
Okay.
Okay. So, did I answer your question? Not yet.
I
I
guess
believe
not
so.
yet, but
So we have something that they coordinated that isn't paid for yet.
Can I just read this email, just so, you know, the rest of you can, it says, hello Sharon, I have a difficult time finding a third-party reviewer to either provide the service or provide accurate information. Dave took it upon himself to speak with Jim McManus regarding his review. Jim had done soil tests on the property previously. Dave called wanting to know if this is considered a conflict of interest, please be advised.
Right.
Please advise.
Right.
And she says, no, it's not a conflict of interest,
It's
the
not.
applicant can hire their own expert.
Right,
He can even do, if we proceed with our own expert. So I
yes.
didn't even read this email. She called me and said, it's go ahead and Jim. So I
Yeah.
didn't read this probably till 3 or 4 days later, because I'm exhausted when I go home. I usually
Yeah, I hear
go and
ya.
look at my emails when I, you know,
But you notice the word third-party review is not in that email.
but it is for me. I said, difficult time, third-party reviewer. This
Right.
is to you, to Sharon.
Yes,
I've had a difficult time finding a third-party review to either provide the service or provide accurate minutes. Dave took
Right.
it upon himself to speak with Jim McGinnis regarding this review.
Okay,
So I talked to Jim about doing a third-party review for this. It's right here in the email. So that's what we thought we were doing with Jim,
Can I see the
a
email?
third-party review.
okay. Well,
And
I didn't,
I'm sorry for the confusion.
no,
sir.
no,
I
no,
should've
no,
just
no,
cut
no,
that
again,
out.
I didn't, again, the lens,
Get to see the whole stack?
This is the same thing, it's just in blue. I
the
think.
lens that I would
Look
think
at the
about it
email or
is
look at
that
it
you
in
could
blue?
hire your own guy, and that's not a conflict of interest.
I understand, but if
Yeah.
I wanted to hire my own guy, I would've hired my own guy before I put the application in, and I would've come in with an application, you know.
Well, that's
with
what
the
we,
wetlands guy.
that's what we talked about, you should do that, and you did it.
Right, but nobody asked me to do that, and I didn't know I should
I'm
have done it.
sorry if that wasn't
But-
clear.
I didn't think I had to do that because all the wetland soils were already flagged, everything was all done. I came in a couple of informal meetings about it, and nobody ever said, have a soil scientist do a report, you know? So I was blindsided when we had to do a public hearing. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't understand that, you know?
Well, because you're filling in 1,200 square feet of wetlands.
I understand why we're doing it now.
Yep.
And I hope you can understand that I'm trying to make it all work, you know?
Oh,
and
I
it's-
understand
It's
that.
hopefully clear in
And
the
we're,
emails.
and we are
where-
too,
Okay.
we are too.
I wasn't
You know,
trying-
incidentally, I am sympathetic with you. I do think there should be a third party, a third independent party doing
But I
this.
think Jim really is a third independent party.
Yeah, I,
Let's not
All right.
use the word, let's,
Okay.
the third-party review is a,
The peer
that's,
review.
that's a
Okay.
peer review.
Okay.
That's a peer review, a third-party review
Okay, I
is
think
a
there should be a peer
It's a
review.
technical review.
Okay.
It's a third-party review of something.
okay, I think it should be a clean peer review.
Well, that's what we get to
then.
think about.
Okay,
This is a
so,
public hearing and we get to think about it.
Ha-
But
ha-
nevertheless, go ahead.
ha-
I'd hate to get, I don't know if we need to dwell on this at this point, but keep going.
I'm trying to go for it. If he were to get this other person to write a similar review to Jim, would you guys be okay with it?
Yeah,
Yes, that would be absolutely
Yeah, that's-
fine. Yep.
yes.
So
That's-
that would kind of end the whole
Yes.
issue.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's why you have peer reviews.
No, I understand the whole concept of peer reviews. I'm
That's-
just trying to move this thing along.
Right.
So the answer is we need someone else.
And then someone else could be Northwest Conservation, Cynthia Rabinowitz, 4 hours to do a wetlands assessment of the impacts of the original plan versus the modification, which has less or more, long-term impact. So that's $600-ish, $700-ish, plus reasonable travel. And that's the decision in front of them.
Correct, it's fully in front
What
of
we
that.
had
Yeah.
was.
So I just don't think they want to keep throwing money at different people and
Well,
not getting anywhere. So I
but
was
in-
wondering how you felt if he got
Because.
it
the-
from someone else.
Because the regular process is they provide us a wetlands impact statement.
I understand that.
And they've done that. They've done that.
I'm just trying to make them feel more comfortable with getting another
I understand.
review done.
I don't know if he's gonna be comfortable in that.
Okay.
He's-
And I'm sorry, I hate
He's kinda
having
got it.
people spend their own money, you know.
It's part of our, but it's a part of our,
Yes,
it's a
I,
part of our
right,
permitting,
I think
it's a
there's-
part of our permitting process, Dave.
yes, I concur
Yes.
on
I
that.
think there is an avenue through all the emails and stuff that you could consider this as a peer review because there's emails showing that that's the route that this was all supposed to be going for. It wasn't something where I gave it to Ann Noto and said, look, I had Jim do this for the whole project. I called up first, I checked to make sure that he could do the review. I mean, there's an avenue where you guys could accept this as a peer review. I don't understand why you can't. mean,
I
get-
feel uncomfortable with that concept because
Okay, let's,
you just need somebody different.
okay, let's do this. Let's all take Dave's point and under advisement as a part of the public hearing
Yes.
process. And let's
Yep.
think about it, okay? And we're gonna ask you to think about it, okay?
Right.
Because I think we've all talked it to death,
Yeah.
okay? And we do have the emails, which I'm grateful for. All right, so we do have Jim's note, and Jim goes on to say, so he said he's reviewed both plans, he's had conversations with the project engineer and Dave Cole, the construction manager. Discussion with project manager indicate, the first originally approved plan shows overall less disturbance. The construction of the bridge and retaining walls are right on the property line, no grading rights. So after speaking to the project team, JM Consulting's opinion is the preferred method in the situation is to install the 48-inch culvert. He says it will result in less overall soil disturbance to the regulated resources and a more straightforward approach to cross the wetland and watercourse. So in conclusion, and I'll let you guys read it because it's in the record here, JM's proposal, diligent monitoring of erosion and sedimentation controls. The proposal will not have significant adverse short-term or long-term impacts on the regulated resources. So there's more to that, but that is Jim's
Conclusion.
conclusion.
That doesn't seem like an unreasonable alternative.
Can you read the engineer's report into the record, too, please?
Yes. Help me find it. See the pictures? The right one there, right? Yeah. These are new. I haven't seen these before. These are new. We were looking at these before. They seem like soil maps. So this is Mike's letter of June 22nd?
I believe so,
Is
yeah.
that look right?
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure,
Yeah,
yes. That's the only
just to
one
double
from
check.
us.
I know you don't want to have you read upside down.
I mean, you don't have to read in the record. if it's
Yeah,
there,
I just said, we've got it in the record regard to the driveway crossing. This is a Mike Mizuko, PE, State of Connecticut. Original design included a bridge. The new design pulls the driveway away from the southerly property. He goes on to say, ideally, a period of low flow or no flow in the watercourse would minimize impact and the need to bypass pumping. However, the pipe installation would likely not require dewatering during the installation because it'd be done so quickly. The construction of the bridge footings and walls would take considerably longer. The proposed 4-foot diameter pipe designed to have half filled with natural soil will allow for the natural bottom. So again, for these reasons, I believe the proposed plan provides for no more disturbance. And I have read through that quickly,
Okay.
and there are items that I didn't read, but the letter's in the
Okay,
record.
sure, that's fine.
More? Any others? I think that's it, right?
So,
So
go ahead.
could it be we can look at the engineers as the initial review and the soil scientists as the peer review?
No.
Okay.
I would also
Because-
say no.
No. That is the applicant, at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
the applicant provided information.
Correct.
Right. So and this is something that as the commission, we get to decide if we insist, because it is a part of our regulations,
Mhm.
for a peer review of the applicant supplied materials. And that's for each.
And me and Jim worked for the applicant initially.
That's what we all get to think about,
Right.
with Dave's very well articulated and the emails supporting what he thought was happening and what we thought was happening. There was a difference, a misunderstanding.
Incidentally, my impression is what you're proposing is an alternative. It sounds reasonable. We just need verification that
Okay,
it's
so let me-
reasonable.
Let me play devil's advocate here. We send this to somebody else and they say, no, you should put a bridge in. Because this is what the guy's gonna ask me.
Yep.
And because her original thing looked like she was gonna go back and actually look at all the wetland soils again and redelineate them and make sure Jim's were right. So he kinda got the feeling that, are they gonna go back and say the wetlands aren't flagged correctly and now they're gonna remove my original approval? He didn't
No,
wanna
we
do
will
that.
not. No,
But-
he has the original approval no matter what happens.
I know, but you know what I'm saying, Sharon, it's like, so I have to tell him, if the applicant comes back and, or the other review we're gonna do comes back and says, no, there should be a bridge, what's gonna happen?
All the scope of that, with the second letter where Cynthia said she could have been more clear, the only scope of that is to review the original plan and your proposed
Correct.
modification. She's gonna go out and look,
Uh-huh.
right? To determine and provide her opinion as to which option has less long-term impact on the wetlands that exist on that site. That's the
Understand.
only thing she's planning to do. She's not
That's the
reflagging
only
the
thing she
wetlands.
should do.
That's the
But
only
that
thing we've
wasn't in
asked her to do.
proposal. Her proposal said she was gonna flag the wetlands, and I'll read the proposal to you.
Well,
if you
then
want.
we'll have that taken out, because she doesn't need to reflag the
You understand why
wetlands.
the applicant, it says 4 hours, 100, to include travel time, wetland delineation review, review of
Oh, yeah,
proposed.
review. She's not going to redo it. She's just going to look at Jim's map. She's gonna look at Jim's map and just say, okay, I'm gonna review what Jim did. She's not gonna redefine that. She's not out digging holes.
Well, the next one said that, 2 hours to include review of soils and wetlands using web soil survey to verify soil scientist finding on site. So she's trying to verify the soil scientist finding on site.
Yes, she's going to look at the GIS map.
That's
and-
only under her second proposal. On the first one, from what I understand, she's gonna review it and find out if the wetlands were correctly,
She's not going to do that.
okay, well, we
She's not
need to
going
get
to
a
do that.
different
She's-
write-up here from sure, because for me to convince the guy to do it, he's worried that somebody's gonna go out there and say, oh, no, the wetlands weren't flagged
No.
right, the original proofs.
No.
You see what I'm saying, Sharon? I mean, I don't know.
I,
That's it,
I need to tell
for
him
my own.
what's
Thank
gonna
you.
happen if somebody comes back and
What,
says,
the
Hang on.
third party is gonna do is verify Jim's work, no more, no less.
okay.
That Jim's work is correct. That's all it is.
it's just option one. It's 4 hours at 120 hours, $120 an hour to include travel time, wetland delineation review. She's not going to be digging holes. Review of the proposed culvert plans, and then she said also the original plan. She was,
It
she
wasn't
assumed,
that you sent her that to make sure she did it.
yep, because that's all we want, is just take a look at the original plan which was approved, take a look at this plan, and tell us which, in your technical opinion, your professional opinion, has less wetlands, less long-term wetlands impact. That's all that is. That's all that is. She's not digging holes. She is going to go out there. She's going to take that map. She's going to say, oh, I can see where Jim's flagged that. And she's going to just use that to orient herself. And then she's going to look at the original plan, and she's going to look at your proposed and give us a statement that says, option A, whatever, which has less long-term impact. That's it. 4 hours of time. That's not a lot of time.
I'm
I don't know why
That's it.
you're even necessarily locked into that woman, though. It could be somebody
It's-
else.
There's been a limited number of responses.
Because
And
the
they're-
town is supposed to find a person to do it, not me.
Right. The town's
If I find somebody else, they're gonna say it's just me coming in with somebody who's saying what I
Well,
want them
no,
to say.
you'd want to get town approval if you found somebody
Town
else.
approval.
So you're just
That's what I
looking
did
at
already,
option
that's what I'm
one.
getting at, I already did that. I got approvals before I had Jim do this. So what you're saying is, yes, absolutely correct. I called up and asked, can Jim do this and do the review for this? I got approvals from the town to do that. That's what the owner's having a problem with. I asked the question, I got approvals to do it, and we did it. And now you want another one to do it. So if that one comes back, are you gonna want another one after that?
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
No.
just one.
Tell
I
him
know,
no.
Sharon, but you know.
Tell him no.
I know, but he's been through this.
Not
He's been, I know, but
Not with us,
he's
though,
had an
Jim.
engineer that gave him a plan that.
I know.
I'm just, you gotta understand where the guy's coming from.
I do.
And I don't understand the
I
whole-
do.
why it's
I
so
do.
hard right
But
now,
the
you know?
the challenge has not been with us, right? With this little, you know, well, I'm not sure this email, this misunderstanding, when she said third-party review, she was thinking of third-party review for us, and she understood that you were just gonna go get one. With that misunderstanding, it's not, all the money has not been spent with us.
No, but what I'm saying is, I asked if this third-party review could be done from Jim, because you guys couldn't find anybody. I got a response saying, yes, the third-party review can be done.
We're gonna take that under,
Okay, I don't know.
we hear what you are saying, we can read the emails, and
Yes.
each of us will make a
But it doesn't
decision as to
matter, you
what
want
the
another
right
one.
thing.
But it doesn't matter, you want another one.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
we'll talk about it a little bit.
That's what I'm
but
saying right
it
now.
doesn't sound quite right. You know, a third party is a third party.
Right, but.
Let's try not even use that
Okay.
word, it's a peer review.
Okay, well,
It's a
peer review.
A technical review,
You
right?
know where I'm coming from, I hope. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? It's not like I just
No,
trying to,
Yeah.
trying to cram this down
we-
your throat, you know?
I think.
No, and the problem you also face is with a peer review, they may disqualify some of what Jim said, so there is a risk there.
Well, there's always going to be always gonna be new information, and we'll take it. And then it's up to us to decide if there's a difference of opinion, which one is the appropriate one.
Yes,
Right?
yes, but that is the danger with
It's
the,
not a danger.
well,
It's
That's-
not a
That's
danger.
exactly
well,
what
no,
the
but
owner's
he's
looking at.
talking
It's
about
not
money
a
and,
danger.
and jumping through hoops.
It's not a danger.
But what he said, Sharon, is exactly what the owner thinks, you know?
I just,
At this point, he's saying, why should I spend more money, because it looks
Right.
like I'm gonna have to sue somebody to be able to get this built. So why should I spend more money on a third party, another third party review, when I should just keep that money from my lawyer? That's exactly what he told me.
Well, that's why.
But
Why
if
should I
you
spend
take
more
this to
money?
court,
That's
you're
because
still
I'm
gonna have the,
well,
you're
it-
still
this-
gonna have
this-
the same
I
problem.
okay,
see what he's
guys,
saying,
guys,
yeah.
let's, and
Okay.
I think we are all saying the same thing. And I think Dave's been very clear on what he thinks has happened, and I think we all now have the facts, and each individually, because we're gonna talk about it at the end, is gonna decide what we wanna do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
To complete the process, all right?
I'll be quiet for a while.
No, no, it's-
I'm
Okay,
sorry, it's just,
hang on.
you know.
Okay,
Well, that's
so
what I was trying-
anything else you wanna tell us, now that we've talked about this? So, with so much, it's a tough project.
It's a tough project.
It's a tough
and like I
project.
said, right from the beginning, I came to you guys and said we have to do this a different way, so.
Yep, okay, so the applicant says he's done for now? Okay, any other questions for Dave? Okay, there's no one in the audience, but I'm gonna say to anybody in the audience, have any questions of clarification? Again, there's no one here, the chair is prepared to recognize those who wish to speak in favor.
I would like to say that all the neighbors wanted to come, well, most of the neighbors wanted to come in favor, but I said, you don't have to, it's no problem.
Okay, well, they can
So-
write an email, send us an
Yeah.
email.
It was just, their relatives all live around here, so
Send it-
it's,
that's fine,
you know,
they're
but I'm
human.
just saying it's,
They're,
I
that's,
wasn't gonna
doesn't,
waste their time to come down here for a
have them,
couple
they,
hours.
if they
so,
wanna send
But
emails, they
anyways,
can.
you know.
You know,
that's-
we don't, it
That
doesn't,
wouldn't necessarily be a waste of time.
if they want to, they can.
Not a lot of people wanna sit in a 3-hour meeting here, you know.
Have them
so-
send an email, it's fine. Okay, prepared that we speak in favor? No one? Chair is now prepared to recognize those who wish to speak in opposition. Okay, all right, so all right, so I think it's now up to us to help Dave out and for us to tell Dave whether, in a vote, in a motion, whether the commission feels it is an important piece of information for the commission to have a peer review of Jim McManus's information.
Call a vote on it. This report here we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yes.
Now, the public hearing, and make note that Laura joined, what, about 15 minutes ago?
5.
About that.
I didn't make note of it. I
Yeah, probably
apologize.
10
Give
or
or
15
take.
minutes ago.
Dare you.
The public hearing is 35 days. We can have the public hearing open for 35 days, which takes us to our first meeting in August. So we're here, because we don't have to make this decision today. If you guys want to think about it, you can make the decision on the 28th. Because I'm assuming that Cynthia.
Do we have to keep this open for 35 days
We don't
incidentally?
have to, but we can.
Okay,
We don't have to, but we can. So we can keep it open, again, unless he gives us an extension, which
mm-hmm, yes.
Already getting into
I
our
think we're very,
extension
I think
time.
we're close. I don't know if we can get any extensions. Would take us to the 4th of August. If we open the public hearing got open today, 35 days would take us to the 4th. So by the 4th of August, we need to close the public hearing. So we can either close it the 28th, or you can close it on the 4th. So that's one decision ahead of us. And the second decision is to make a motion to require the applicant to support the technical review by Northwest Conservation to take a look at the plan for the original and the modification. Make a site visit, review what Jim has done, you know, in terms of with the wetlands, and provide us with an impact as to which option has less long-term wetlands impact. That's it, for 4 hours. times 120 plus a little travel, so roughly $600-ish. So those are the two things that we have to make a decision on sometime before the 4th of August, the end of the day at the 4th of August. So, my question to you is, do you want to make that decision today and tell him that he needs to do that?
I would
Or-
feel comfortable, but I don't know how the other people in the
Well,
commission feel.
that's a discussion. I feel strongly that it's important for this commission to take advantage of what the state of Connecticut allows and what our application provides for a technical opinion on the approved plan and the modification, as I described.
Well,
I
I
feel
concur
strongly about that, so.
completely on that, but we have 3 other members here.
Agreed. So
In,
again,
in light of all the confusion and everything, I'm kind of on board with accepting Jim's, but I'm one person.
well, that's.
You
we-
can
that would-
abstain.
Well, kind of how, so that's really what we have to decide. And we can tell him tonight, or you can tell him on the 28th.
I'm good with tonight, although I don't want to speak for everybody else.
I don't want to call a motion if people haven't made a decision.
Well, Thomas,
Yes, sir.
normally I would be with you 100%, but I read through Jim's proposal and I don't think it if Jim's proposal had been a little more thorough and said, here's proposal 1 and here's proposal 2, here's the differences between them, here's what I think, then I would say 100%.
Okay.
I'm with you. But this is very watered down.
I don't know if you're gonna get that from the second person either, saying
If the
this
second one's
proposal, they
watered
might
down,
just, they
that's
might
all-
just
that's all
say
we're
that.
If it's watered down and it's not clear, then we won't make them pay.
I don't know, it should be for 4 hours to review what you're talking about.
She says she can, to provide that simple answer. She says she can. And we've done work with her before, and I have found her work always to be thorough and substantial. And she comes with the background, again, from the Northwest Conservation thing. So I am confident that she can give this commission, with her proposal, that simple piece of information, which has less long-term wetlands impact.
Right, but you're not looking for the details of Plan A and Plan B, you just want which one has
Yes.
less impact,
That's
which
it.
I think speaks to what you were talking
Right,
about.
that's what we don't have.
I mean, Jim's report has a conclusion where he says, look, the first, the amended proposal has less impact than the original. It says it in the conclusion, but there's no walkthrough for it.
Correct.
Right? Now, if this person's gonna come out and say, let me look at these two, I would hope she would talk to him, because everything that he's said over the last 10 hours we've sat with him, it sounds like a horror story to go through that first proposal with the retaining walls and the bridges and the nonsense. Everything sounds like a horror story.
Yeah.
So that needs to be in this report, right? His opinion.
I think it's a very
No.
difficult property to be working on in general, and that
It's
the first
extremely
time
difficult.
Like I said,
the
I'm just not, I'm just,
appeared that,
you think she'd have that,
Yes.
okay. I'm
I've
not
seen-
familiar
I've
with her
seen-
work, so I'll
I've
defer
seen
to
her
you
work.
on what you think she'll have.
Could I be recognized for a moment?
Yes.
Just, this is technical assistance. The commission does absolutely have the right to ask for technical assistance to interpret complicated wetlands issues. No one here is a wetland scientist unless I'm mistaken. Somebody did some kind of certification while I wasn't here. This is an expert who would be hired by the commission. The questions that the commission has would be posed to the expert. When this proposal was obtained, the direct question was asked about the 2 different proposals. That she has an understanding of the scope of what the commission is asking. When Mr. McManus went out, I don't know if that same question was posed to him. I can't speak to it one way or another because I did not communicate with them, which is why when experts are normally in the normal process are gotten through the town so they can ask an answer and it very clearly aligns with what the commission's expertise if they're looking for, whatever kind of technical questions. I understand that
But-
there was confusion here in this particular matter. I'm just saying as normal standard procedure,
Right.
and it is written and it's included on the fee schedule and it is included in the regulations, that they do have the right to ask for the information.
Can I ask a question or not allowed to talk now?
No, you can talk.
Go ahead.
I just wanna-
Jim didn't just do this willy-nilly. I explained to him that it was a peer review, or third party, however you call it. They wanna know which one was least invasive, and he contacted the engineer. I didn't even know he was calling the engineer, to really go over the whole project and what the engineer thought had to be done. So the engineer wrote a letter saying exactly that there had to be another road put in to build the bridge. So it wasn't like Jim just didn't look at everything and get any more information from somebody other than me that what has to be done to develop the property. So I totally agree with what you're saying, but it wasn't like Jim just wrote a letter.
Well, I'm
You
not
know,
saying that he
he
did.
spent a lot of time to look at this and, you know,
The problem with, and I like Jim, and I think Jim does good work, but it's only this one section here that discusses really anything, that has any meat to it.
but
And
he's
that's it.
describing the original plan and he's talking about the plans that are already submitted in front of the commission, so he wouldn't have necessarily attached those plans to his report. I mean, that would be something you guys already have in front of you, you know? So that's why it's not in Jim's report, you know, but like I say, he contacted the engineer, they went over everything, that's why they upped from, I had 1,200, they felt more comfortable making sure it was, you know, the construction limit line to the construction limit line, because, you know, like you say, you're gonna need extra room to be able to drop trees and stuff like that, so it didn't want to, you know, because originally when I saw the thing, I was like, man, it's not 1,200 square feet, but they explained to me, so it wasn't Dave Cole telling them what to do, it was them telling me what has to be done, what should be presented to you guys, and so I wasn't really a part of it, except trying to help Ann find somebody to do it, you know, because she couldn't
Yep.
find anybody.
Yeah, I think we got that.
So, I don't know.
So, again, I don't wanna call a motion if, I don't wanna set up a motion, not, I've set it up, if everyone is not ready to do that. But it sounds like, from Dave, your comments, Tom, Bob, everyone's got an opinion, so if everybody's ready to vote on what we wanna do for a commission request to review both plans and give the commission an impact statement on which has less long-term impact, the 4 hours, $120 plus travel, and give us that question. Give us that answer, sorry, ask the question and give us that answer. That, everybody okay? Everybody know what they wanna
Yes.
do? All right, then I'll make a motion. to
And we're
require-
doing the motion now to move this thing along.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna be
I'm
stuck
thinking-
right
One more
here.
thing before we-
Yeah.
She really needs to contact Jim, the engineer, and myself about what has to be done to build the bridge thing, because she just looks at a bridge being built there and doesn't know that a road has to be built next to it. To actually build the bridge, she's not gonna be able to.
You
look
don't
at
have,
apples to apples.
this original proposal,
Right.
that's all she has.
Well, anybody looking, that's what I'm getting at, Sharon. Anybody looking at the original proposal is gonna be like you guys saying, yeah, makes more sense to do the bridge, because it isn't shown that you have to put a road in.
You
This
don't
is-
have permission to put a road in.
But that's why I'm here.
I
because
understand that, but-
The original thing you approved couldn't be
Well,
built.
sometimes
Listen,
that's why
that's-
doing a new application might make sense.
But that's the question. She's gotta tell us which has less
But Sharon, does that
long-term
make any
impact.
sense? The original one can't be built.
That's what you're saying, and I appreciate
And
that.
the engineer said that.
And
Jim-
I have another engineer that says it can.
Okay.
For me, I got one engineer telling me one thing, I got another engineer telling me something else. I got a wetland soil scientist, that's why I want somebody, because this is the plan of record. So I just want her to tell me which has less long-term impact.
Robert even said that she needs to talk to us to really find out what the impact is, because it's a
That may
nightmare to do
take a
this
few
thing.
more hours, and if you're okay with that, that's fine by us.
The additional details.
If that takes a few more hours, fine by me. I don't think in her proposal, she's planning conversations with these
No, I don't
guys.
either. It's an
Because I didn't
independent
ask her to do
review.
that.
Yeah, I know, but to his point, you know, if she only looks at the plans and says, okay, the impact that this right here in front of me is X.
Yep.
Versus the new plan,
Yep.
which is Y.
Yep,
X isn't taking into account the things that were never taken into account in this plan.
that Dave is saying, right.
Right.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But this is the only plan we have.
Right, yeah, I know.
But what I don't understand, guys.
That's the only
is-
plan I have. Hang on. If we want her to talk to these guys, it may take a few more hours. This doesn't sound like it would be another 10 or 15, you know, but if we want to add to the motion to allow, we could, if
No,
the
let her
applicant,
do
hang
whatever
on,
she
hang
has
on,
to
hang
do.
on, one at a time. If the applicant is willing to allow her to spend time to talk to them, that may add to the hours and the cost.
Well, I just don't know if these details that are over here, on the side of the plan, if the new plan has, I just think that maybe in the revised application, there should be language as to why it's being revised. Things that are not on this piece of paper right here. Like, here's the original, I'm revising it, here's why.
Yeah, I think that's.
Because
what this-
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I think that's what's in Mike
The
Mizuko's
rationale
letter.
of the change.
As long as it's
Yes.
in
Well,
there.
It's in Mike Mizuko's
Okay, will
letter.
the person doing the review have access to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they will have written access to that. I'm just saying, to have an ongoing conversation with those guys could add, it could be more than 4 hours. That's all I'm trying to bring up.
And it's just because I don't think any reasonable person is gonna look at these two plans and say that the first one is even in the realm of being not destructive.
That's what they say.
But
That's what they
there's
say.
only one plan.
That's what they say. That's what
The
they
one
say.
that was approved.
Yep, right.
There isn't, there aren't two plans.
Yeah, there are.
Dave-
There are two plans.
Proposal. There's an approved plan and a proposal.
Yes, yes. You know, it almost seems like the first one should be withdrawn and there should be a second application.
They don't want to withdraw it, so that would not be, I wouldn't recommend to them they do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would not.
But it's so different.
I wouldn't
This,
recommend.
I know, but it's so different this time than
There's a reason. you
what
don't
they
wanna
were talking
withdraw.
about. I remember when that came before our commission.
Okay, let's do the motion here. I'm going to
Okay.
call, I'm
Plan.
going
Yeah.
to make a motion.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a motion that the commission is going to take it, I'm going to make a motion, I've not done one like this in a while. I'm going to make a motion to require the applicant to provide funding for a technical review
I don't know if
as,
we can require them to, we can request
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
technical review.
Okay.
That the commission wants this
Yes.
information
yes,
as
okay.
part of the record.
Make a motion that, that for the record, the commission is requesting the applicant to provide funding for a Wetlands Connecticut soil scientist technical review of the original plan and the proposed plan to provide an assessment of which plan has less long-term wetlands impact. And the proposal that we have is an hourly based proposal from Northwest Conservation. Does that sound about right?
The only thing you want to put in there is when we approve the original plan.
I don't have to. I don't have to.
Okay.
So that's my motion. So let me call that motion. So all those in favor of the motion?
Do we have a second?
Second.
on the table?
Oh, thank you. Second?
just
Rob
did it.
seconds?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All those in favor, all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4 ayes,
Aye.
5 ayes. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. So that is out what you can take to your client. And we will be here in 2 weeks. Okay,
Okay.
all right? And so I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing until our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Tom seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So do I understand correctly, we're supposed to talk to her or we're not supposed to talk
It's
to her?
up to you. Yeah, if you want to talk to her,
gosh.
if you want to talk to her, if you want to be a part of that process, let Laura know, because Laura's here. So call Laura, talk to Laura, please, and she can enable that. And that may add to some of the hours, but you now know the rate too. It's $120 an hour, okay?
And so, and it's already been discussed, you guys, if you got the peer review, that was similar to what Jim wrote, you're fairly comfortable with the whole?
I have seen their work, I've seen her
Right.
work before, and it is it's thorough to answer the question I think we've proposed.
Right,
Okay.
I'm just trying to
Sharon, I
find kind
guess
of
you
a
could
selling point for
describe
Dave
her
to
opinion as
the
being
client.
reliable.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Thorough. I would say reliable doesn't seem germane, but it's thorough.
Yeah, well, that sort of sums it up.
All
Can you
right,
do me a favor? Can you send her the report from Jim and the report from the engineer and the plans, make sure she has everything? Ask her to review it, and then ask her to give me a call if she has any questions to go over the thing.
If the commission is okay with them
Yes.
contacting,
Yes.
I'd rather have her look at everything first, so she has an idea what she's looking at when I call her, rather than me trying to say.
she'll
look at this
call
and
you.
that.
I was just gonna say, when she calls you,
She'll call you, it's
Okay.
not the other way around, but we'll
Okay.
facilitate this in the office.
all right, and
But talk to me for it.
yeah, talk to
Yeah,
Laura.
I'm sorry about the confusion before.
Yeah, me too.
I thought I was doing the right thing. and
Yeah, me too. No,
unfortunately,
no,
only
you've
if
done the right thing.
I'm gonna end
You've
up having
done,
to pay for this.
no,
so
no, no,
you guys
you've
aren't
done
gonna
the right
reimburse me.
thing. Your
Okay.
client has done the right thing by providing Jim McManus's report. Okay, he's
gonna end
done
up
the
having
right
to pay
thing.
for this, I'm
He's
sure.
done the right thing. Okay,
He's
all right, so
sorry
that's
about
that. Here we go.
chaos.
Public hearings, we do not have any old business. We've taken care of the new business. Correspondence, we have one on pond treatments. We also got something from Robinson and Cole, just advising us that they are looking at siting a tower at 42A Hidden Brook Drive, and there are wetlands on the property. But FERC and all the other associated people say we don't get a vote in that. So just for your information, review of the previous minutes, I took a look at them, I thought they were terrific. I wouldn't make any changes. How does everybody else feel?
We should make a motion to
Oh.
accept them.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 23rd, 2025.
second.
Tom seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
Hey, I
Aye.
understand.
And thank you, Bob was not here, so motion carries 4-0 with one abstention. Informal discussion? I'll make a motion, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
I made the motion, Bob seconds that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous.
Turn off your mics, everybody.
Yes.
We were
Did
at,
we kill